everyone, we're going to write a proof given that AD, look at this figure here, AD, this line here, is congruent to CB, so those two are congruent, and DC is congruent to AB, and each of the ACD is congruent to CAB, and angle CAD is congruent to ACB. So we want to prove that triangle ACD is congruent to triangle CAB. So they wrote the steps here for us, and this one is just these first two lines here. So the reason would be given. And then we're going to use the reflexive property to say that AC equals AC, because we want AC in this last line here. So you can always use that and then go back to it to help us out. So that's the reflexive property of line segments or segments. And then we have these two, the angles are congruent. That's right here. So that's another given. So with all the angles being congruent, what we can say is that angle B is congruent to angle D. So we can say that these two angles are congruent. And that's based off our third angle theorem. If we have two angles that are congruent to each other with two different triangles, then it follows that these two will be congruent because it adds up to 180. So that's called the third angle theorem. And finally, we have our last line, our proof line. Triangle ACD is congruent to triangle ABC. And that's the definition of congruent angles. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.